And a very warm welcome to Hollywood Bets Kenilworth. We've got Will Pulls here this year, and it is the King's Plate, one of the finest 1600-metre events in the country. It's weight for age, it's a Group 1, and it's hosted with a whole lot of other Group 1 races as well. Fantastic that you can join us, and we've got a fine panel to go through the race card with you as well. Let me introduce them to you. I'm going to start immediately on my left, and that's Anthony Delpes, champion jockey here in South Africa a number of times, and also a local face in Hong Kong. He rode there with distinction too. And he knows all about the racing there and all the racing here, and he's currently the racing manager for Hollywood. Anthony, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks very much, Grant, for having me on the panel. It's nice to be on the panel, and hopefully we can get the viewers on the right path to back the right horses.
Some competitive racing.
Very competitive, very difficult, so we'll try our best.
Excellent stuff. Next to chat to us about his runners, and he's got some really good runners on the day, is champion trainer, and that's Sean Terry. And Sean's accustomed to bringing a couple of horses overseas as well. He's not scared to raid internationally. Sean, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Grant. Lovely to be here.
Probably time that you went abroad again with a nice horse.
Yes, well, with the restrictions loosening up, you never know. Things may just work out that way.
Great advert for South African horses when they get to travel abroad as well. And then our final panellist is Louis Makotwa, who is a stable jock to Brett Crawford before Brett left to Hong Kong. And he's got some nice rides on the day as well. Louis, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Grant. It's an honour to be here.
Are you missing your ex-boss?
100% do.
He's had 10 winners now, Brett Crawford, in Hong Kong.
Yeah, no doubt that he was going to do all that side. You know, he is a formidable trainer. He had all the experience in the world, and yeah, just wishing him all the best also.
I'll tell you what, he certainly started off on a great note. But let's get started into today's proceedings, and we'll start with race number 1. Now, this is the Charles Dickens Stakes. It is for 2-year-olds, so it's really interesting race here because some of these runners haven't yet hit the racetrack. Let's take a look at the betting, and here you can see that number 2, Sweet Green, is your favourite. This one from the Justin Snaith yard. The service is Oyson Murphy, who jumps on board. This one currently at 2.4 for the win. 10, Champagne Castle, Richard Free and Justin Snaith. So Justin Snaith, a strong hand in the opener. This one at 3.5 for the win. Number 5, Catwalk King, Keegan DeMella for Glenn Cotson, 9.3. Number 1, Roskilde is at 11-1. So to the 6, African Wild Dog with Andrew Fortune for Team Snaith. And then we've got the Eastern Cape Raider, number 9, Just Carter, who's currently at 17-1. And it's basically 17-1 and bet to the rest. So I'll start with Louis, who has got a ride here. Louis, you riding number 7 in the opener. What do you know about them, and do you give yourself a bit of a chance?
I know nothing about the horse, but Pete did tell me that it's quite a nice horse, quite precocious at the moment. He's going to come into hand quite early. I don't understand what happened why I'm not riding Red Spice, because I do like Red Spice. I also ran second on last time. Yeah, as I said, I don't know nothing about that horse, so I'm just going to go on the feel on the day.
All right, Red Spice is Pet Staines' runner, and like you say, you did ride it on both occasions there. Does he give you a decent feel? You think he could be competitive here?
Yeah, I definitely think he will be competitive. Nice size horse. First run was too short, 5 furlong. Still a bit touch short, but with the experience, I think he'll go close in this race.
He's a decent value. He's around 20-1.
I definitely wouldn't leave him out for places.
All right, so there you go from Lou Makotwa. He's ridden Red Spice. He doesn't really know too much about his runner here, number 7, Magna Flow. But Louis confident that you'll get some decent value with number 13. Anthony, obviously tricky with some of these runners having very limited starts or no starts at all. What did you make of the first?
Yeah, I watched Sweet Green last time. She looked home and hosed, and I think she was very green, and towards the last 50 metres, she almost dug her toes in. And I think that more than anything else cost her the race. I think she's going to improve a lot on that run. And obviously Justin's stable companion, Champagne Castle, could be the biggest danger.
She ran an absolute cracker last time at the Daughter of Rafif.
She was very impressive,
yeah.
Very impressive.
She's not the biggest, she's actually quite small, but she's got plenty of speed and she'll be relying on that once again. Sean, you don't have a runner in the race, but and you're obviously not too sharp on the juvenile form here, but does anything that really catch your eye here?
I just like the way that Champagne Castle did it the last time. Obviously very green in her first outing. And I think on a line through Catwalk King, that might be the right one.
I thought number 11 as well, Kiate, this one from the Herman Brown yard. That was a decent debut effort, and there could be any amount of improvement there to come. But watch the betting. Have a look to see what happens in the marketplace here, because race 1 is trappy. There are a lot of these horses that can improve any amount, and there's also some that are having their first start today as well. On to the second race we go. This is the B stakes. It is for fillies and mares in the trip, this time 1,200 metres. I'm going to start with Louis McCotwell once again because he has got a ride in the race, and it is for his stable, and that's number 8, Festival Chic, who is probably best over a sprint type of trip. She's been a little bit erratic, Louis. She seems to run a good race, then an average race, and a good race. How's she doing back home?
She's doing very well. I can't fault her on her well-being at home and all the work. In saying that, I think this is quite a competitive field, quite an open race for me, the way I look at it. She's got a big weight to shoulder, 61.5. I don't know what to expect on race day. As you say, she does run in and out. Ran a very good race last time behind Asia Pambili. I think was the toughest task to date. But as I said, this looks like quite an open field. We're just going to be hoping for luck.
You have ridden Pink Pigeon before now. That one's quite high up in the betting, in fact favourite at the moment. So let's just run you through that betting with Pink Pigeon at 4.6. She's got class. Number 1 is at 6.00 for the win. Wild Applause also at 6 to the 1 for the win. 13 Vroom Vroom, Muzieni Justin Snaith at 6.6. And then it is number 2 Miss World, Brevin Plyke's Greg Enyon, who's at 8.1. So Hot So What, Lucinda Woodruff at 9.3, and then it's 10 to 1 and better, the rest of them. So you have ridden Pink Pigeon, you know that filly fairly well as well. If you were to compare the two rides, if you had the choice, who would you have jumped on board?
Definitely Pink Pigeon. As you can see, her form is quite consistent. She's an honest filly. She hasn't done nothing wrong. Yeah, I mean, she's very, as I said, she's ultra consistent. I would definitely pick her over Festival Chic. But as I said again, quite an open field. I think Vroom Vroom for me. The way she looks like a progressive filly. The way she won last time looked very, very good, very impressive. I think I would definitely think that's a horse to beat.
All right, so Louis starting with Vroom Vroom as one of the horses to beat there. Anthony, in terms of this race, again, quite wide open and quite trappy, but Pink Pigeon does seem to tick quite a few of the boxes.
Yeah, I think Pink Pigeon is the one that's got more of a race experience and obviously got very good form. But saying that, a horse like Jordash was pretty convincing when it won over 1,200. And I think it stepped up to the 14. Could have been a little bit too far for her for now. And I think she must have a chance. And going back to Vroom Vroom was super impressive last time. Obviously taking on the hard knockers is a little bit hard for the 3-year-olds. But must have a chance. Obviously, there's more improvement to come. And she's got the class, must have a chance. It's a very wide open race.
All right, so again, you can see the betting suggests that it is quite wide open. Sean, does anything that catch your eye form-wise?
I like the look of Wild Applause. The fact that the saddle slipped the last time and still was running on strongly, given it a nice break from the last season, and should be able to improve on that last run. So I would go with that.
Oyster Murphy as well. He's no stranger to riding all over the world, isn't he?
Yeah, no, it's an absolute coup to have him here on the day, and bonus for a horse like this to get his services.
All right, so Sean siding with the 11 Wild Applause. Louis, got a lot of respect for Pink Pigeon, and also Vroom Vroom from both Anthony and him as well. So another open contest here, but there are some value to be had. So maybe nice each-way bets are the way to go, and Vroom Vroom certainly will have quite a lot of support on the day. Race number 3 is a Class 4, this time over 1,200 metres once again, and a cracking contest again with a betting margin that certainly looks quite interesting. Let's take a look at the betting before we return to the guests. And here we can see with number 9, Azuri tops the board, 6.6. So wide open betting race once again. Number 1, Spirit, King and DeMello for Pitt Stain is at 7.3 for the win. 3, Mauritius Kestrel, Samanga Kamala for Adam Marcus at 7.3 for the win. So to match that, Oyster Murphy, Justin Snaith. Oyster Murphy certainly got some nice rides on the day. And then number 12, Loving Prague, the Australian bred. This one for Andre Nell is at 7.3 for the win. Catch Your Pennies at 8.1. So to Follow Your Heart at 8.1. And then number 11, Miraculous, is at 13 to 1. So let's go to Louis again because he's riding Miraculous. And this filly's always been showing that she's got a bit of class and maybe a little bit frustrating because she hasn't won. But she knocks on the door each time she rides.
You couldn't have said it better, Grant. She's got the ability. She does things wrong. She turns to pull. Because she's a filly that's looking for further 14 mile. Because when you put her down the straight, she takes too long to get going. By the time she gets going, the race is over. So we try to put her further, and she started over racing and not finishing off the race and not getting beat far. That's what's frustrating. You know, she's doing things wrong and she's still running places, not getting beat far, and you just can't get that one out of her. In this race, well, her last one after a break, she had a very good race after quite a lengthy break, 61 to shoulder. Taking on the boys here, it's going to be tough. Second run after a break. But as I said, she's a filly with ability. She's doing well at home. I'm going to give it horns.
Who do you think's the filly to beat?
Well, in this race,
Yeah. Who's your biggest danger?
it's another open race. It's not easy to pick an outstanding horse to beat. It's quite a competitive race. It's going to be tough for the number 12, Loving Prague, which Aldo opted to ride that one. You know, he's the jockey for Candice, but he opted to ride that horse in the race. Catch a Penny, consistent. Mauritius Castrol won his last run, but he took so long to win that race. You know, he's been knocking it up, but never seems to win. Grant, to be honest, I really can't really pinpoint anything that I'll say to beat. It's quite an open race. Just take a pick.
Do you think that you're worth including as an each way?
Oh, yeah, definitely, yes.
You've dropped down the ratings as well.
Yeah, she definitely has dropped in the ratings.
Racing
Yes.
for 79
Yes.
this time, and she's been as high as, an 83. So she's slowly been coming down the ratings a bit. Must make... And you've always felt that she's probably better than that, isn't she?
No, she definitely is better than that. I mean, she's got form behind Swatek. Swatek is a filly that's been running in group races.
Group placed, yeah.
She ran second to double Grand Slam. You know, if she brings form like that in a race like this, definitely be competitive.
She may well be the value horse here, and Louis McCotter is going to give it all, he says. Sean, in terms of how you see race 3, not the easiest. You can see the betting suggests that it's wide open. Is there anything that you like, and what do you think of Louis' ride?
Yeah, Louis' ride looks obviously well exposed and has had his chance, her chances. I would look at the 2-3-year-olds, match that and Loving Prague. I mean, they're just starting their careers and they've done nothing wrong up to now. I would maybe choose between one of those two horses. Match that is going to be a peak run, and her form's pretty consistent. And Loving Prague could have any amount of improvement to come. I might actually lean towards Loving Prague.
Loving Prague for Sean. Anthony, I was going to ask about one horse as well, but I'll go back to Louis for it as well later on. Follow Your Heart to beat a horse called Star Major, who Louis knows really well. And also got some really solid form. Hasn't run a bad race. That pretty average race after winning, but the one after that was a decent enough effort.
Yeah, it was a good effort. But I like Azuri, and I also like Loving Prague. I think most probably Loving Prague is the one that's going to show the most improvement and was super impressive in its maiden win. And for me, I think it's Azuri and Loving Prague will be the two fighting it out.
Two for you. Louis, if Star Major was in this race, what would you be thinking?
He would win this race. Definitely would win this race. He's the horse with scope.
Yeah.
I mean, he ran a very good race last time in the Guineas with a bad draw to contend with. But yeah, if he was in this race, he definitely would win the race.
So certainly that throws a light on number 8, Follow Your Heart as well. So again, a trappy race with chances to quite a few, but there is a bit of value to be had, and I certainly think that 8, Follow Your Heart is well worth including. First of the feature races comes in race number 4. It's the Sceptre Stakes, and this is over 1,200 metres, and it's a very high quality Group 2 field as well. Sean Terry, he's raiding the Western Cape from Johannesburg, and he's got 2 runners here, and one of them is going to be my first choice. So I'm going to put the spotlight straight on you, Sean. I think Mia Moo is running so well. She seems to be in such a good place, and she must have a decent shot here.
Yes, I couldn't be happier with her, Grant. I really was impressed by her comeback run. We felt she would need the run, and there wasn't a lot of pressure on her, and she was drawn on the wrong side of the track, carrying the top weight, and come from the back of the field to mow them down, and she won in the manner of a top filly. Yeah, obviously her first run in Cape Town this season. We opted to give her a lot of time here first. Last season we ran her early, and that didn't work, but she really stepped up through the season. She enjoyed the season in Cape Town. And honestly, we've got so much in our favour. Obviously, to have a jockey like Ocean on the horse is an absolute bonus. I think the 2 draw should be good. And yeah, healthy respect for the one horse. Otherwise, it is quite open. But I'm very happy with Mia Moo.
You've also got Green Diamond.
Green Diamond, exactly what happened to Mia last season. We ran it too soon. She didn't cope with that close run. She's a very, very good filly, but obviously our confidence has been dented. So we would hope that she just uses this as a come-on run and shows us marked improvement before going back to Joburg.
Before I go to our other panellists, let's take a look at how they've priced up for race number 4. And it is number 2, Mia Moo, who tops the boards. Weston Murphy, Sean Terry, currently at 6-1. Quick Step Girl drops back in trip from the 1600 where she won. She goes the 1200 here, and she's at 6-1. 13 Princess of Gaul, Craig Zaki for Dean Caname, also 6-1. So 3 of them vying for favouritism at the top of the boards. 1 Mon Petite Cherie, and we'll chat to Louis about this runner because it's from his yard. That's 7.7 for the win. Give Me What I Want, Andrew Fortune, Justin Snaith, 11 to the win, and 14 Symphony in White is at 13.50 for a win. And it's 15.30 and better, the rest of them. Louis, I'll start with you. Mon Petite Cherie, you know the filly, obviously she's in your yard. She went the mile against the boys last time out, dropped in trip to the 1200. Is this a better trip for her, or should it have been the other way around?
I don't think it really matters. She's proven that she can run both distances. She's quite versatile. Last time she ran a very good race. If you could see, she came from quite a long way out to get beat 3.5 lengths behind Dave the King. It was a tough race that everything was just stretched out. You know, very hard knocking boys in that race. So I think she ran a very good race in that race. Her first run back in the 12 was quite good. I think in this distance also it doesn't really matter. I think it's between her, Mia Moo, Quick Step Girl I like to include, and Princess of Gaul. I think those will be my selections.
I think Mon Petite Cherie certainly comes into the race with an outstanding chance. She's always been really highly regarded by the team. Anthony drops back in trip, the 16 to the 12. Is that a concern to you for Mon Petite Cherie?
No, I don't think so. I think she showed a lot of speed when she won the 1200, and obviously she was very fresh that day, and she needed it, and she still won it. Yeah, she's got to have a chance, but I think whatever beats Mia Moo is going to win the race. I think Mia Moo, for me, is the horse to win. And if Mia Moo gets beat, then obviously the race is very wide open.
Well, let's get Sean's confidence. Are you happy to say that's one of your better runners on the day?
She's probably my best on the day.
Best on the day. So there you have it, straight from the horse's mouth or the trainer's mouth. Mia Moo, the best for Sean Terry on the day. Race number 5 is another Group 2. It's the Premier Trophy over 1,800 metres. So the first time that we go a trip on the day. And let's go straight into the betting and see how they've priced up for this Group 2 contest. Number 1, Native Ruler tops the boards. This one now at 3.5 for the win. Regulation was a really impressive winner last time out, is at 4.3 for the win. 3 Zeitz is at 6-1. The 9, the Equator, an interesting runner, and I'll get Sean Terry's comments on this one. It is a Joburg runner at 6.6 for the win. 7 Okavango is at 8.1 for the win. 10 Major Master, great second last time out, is at 9.3. And I Salute You is at 15.3, and 17 and better the rest. So let's go to Sean Terry first. Sean, you and Louis team up with number 4. So we've got the jock and trainer partnership here for this race. Number 4, what sort of chance do you give Legend of Arthur?
Yeah, I'm very pleased to have Louis on the horse. He galloped him the other day and he gave us a really good gallop. Unfortunately, this horse lost his way badly through the winter. He had some respiratory issues and, really didn't achieve anything that we know he's capable of. And we decided to bring him here, just change things for him, and he's come really well. This is a tough race for him because he's not well weighted, but it's a starting point, and I think he's going to be running on very nicely.
Has he done enough work? Is he going to be fit enough?
He's fit enough, and it's just a matter of his first run here, and we hope that he's finishing off really nicely.
Louis, obviously, Sean just mentioned that you've galloped him. Were you happy with what you felt?
Really happy with what I felt. My only concern is that there's no pace in the race, and he's a horse that will actually enjoy a good pace. But very happy with how he felt. He is a nice horse, and as Mr. Terry mentioned, that he does have the ability. He just lost his way. Horses can lose their way, but they never lose their ability. And from what I felt on the gallop, hopefully he can bring it to the races.
What else do you like in the race? What else do you think is going to be competitive here?
Native Ruler is very well weighted in this race, and Okavango, but Okavango just coming off a break. Native Ruler, second run after a break, ran a very good race in the Green Point. I really want to lean towards him. And after that, I think it leaves the race quite open. Major Master is quite consistent at the moment. He's doing very well. The Equator, I've heard so much about him, and he's been favoured his last 3 starts. So he must be a horse with ability that the yard and the punters do follow him. So you got to include him as well. But if I have to pick a horse to win the race, I'll go with Native Ruler.
All right, Native Ruler for Louis. Sean, I'm going to just jump back to you about the Equator before I go to Anthony. You've seen this horse in the flesh. You know about him. What's your take on him?
He's certainly got a reputation, and he must do very well at home. I think he's got to step up a bit here at these weights. I know he's not too far off them on ratings, but I do believe Native Ruler is going to prove hard to beat off these weights. He's got the draw. Yeah, it's not an easy task coming down and taking these horses on. So, you know, let's hope Equator runs well, but he's got it all to do.
Anthony, obviously Native Ruler looks to be the right one in terms of the weights and everything like that. Last time I didn't have the best of draws. This time he has got it, so there is a lot in his favour.
Yeah, there's a lot. Last time he ran against a much stronger company than what he's taking on. And he does look the right horse. He's got the perfect draw. He's going to have the run of the race. I really think he's the horse that all got to beat.
All right, so quite a lot of confidence throughout the panel for number 1 Native Ruler. He could be one of the horses worthy of a decent bet. Another Group 1 comes up next in race number 6. It's the Paddock Stakes, and again over 1,800 metres. Cracking contest, it always is, and this year is no exception. Let's go straight into the betting for the 6th race, and here it is Double Grand Slam who tops the boards. Would have thought that Andrew Fortune would have ridden her. He's won his last couple of starts on her as well, but Oyster Murphy picks up the ride, and she's currently at 2-1 for the win. 1 Reed Petite's at 4.6, 4 Rainbow Lorikeets at 8.1, 10 Red Palace currently at 9.3, 8 Wishlist ran a cracker last time out. This one's at 15.3. There could be value to be had there. Minogue, this one is at 17.7, and 17.7 also about Sukhumvit, who was a very impressive winner of her first start in the Western Cape. So let's start with Anthony for a change. Anthony, obviously a cracking contest once again. It's a Group 1 race. It's a weight for age race. Who are you leaning towards?
Well, I think Double Grand Slam is obviously the horse they'll all have to beat. But if you have to look for a horse that's going to be the horse that's got more improvement to do, is Ruth Petite is definitely the horse with the improvement. Last time she was drawn badly. She had to work very hard to get over, and she just got beaten. But I really think they've all got to be Double Grand Slam.
Done nothing wrong. Proven Group 1 winner, multiple Group 1 winner.
Oh, she's a top-class filly. And she needed the last run, and she won with a lot in hand still by Andrew. She's classy.
Leo, I'm going to come to you next because you've obviously know a lot more about Reed Petite than we do because she's from your yard. She's done nothing wrong. She's going along the right race, and she was probably desperately unlucky not to win last time out.
Yeah, no, last time out, I definitely think she was unlucky. The pace never suited her at all. She's a big girl. She likes to, I would think, like she used the action, and the front horse just went a bit too slow for her, and then they turned into a sprint, and she just battled to quicken with Quick Step Go. So I think she got a nice way to carry. In saying that, Double Grand Slam will be hard to beat. This filly needs to really be classy enough to beat Double Grand Slam. Double Grand Slam is no slouch. She's a really top filly. She's proven it. You know, every time she runs, she always proves that she's a top filly. If I have to include another horse also, I'd like to include Red Palace. Red Palace is a very good filly also. Must have been something I missed last time. I mean, she's run top class races behind Double Grand Slam, behind 8 on 18. You know, she is a horse that can run. You know, I would definitely include her. But yeah, Double Grand Slam, hard to beat. Reed Petite will definitely be there, but if she really wants to beat that filly, she needs to be really very well.
I think she's going to enjoy the 1800 Louis being out of a day Lamy mare. So I think the trip is no problem with going the extra.
No, trip no problem, and she's got the right attitude, right? You know, everything with her is going the right way. As you said, she is well bred. She is bred to go the distance. I think she'll definitely be suited. If I was riding her, I'd be very confident also. Even though Double Grand Slam isn't hers, but I'll still be confident.
Wow. But she's certainly up and coming, and there could be any amount of improvement to come. Sean, we mentioned Red Palace as well. I'll start with that. Prep has to be 100% going into a Group 1 race, and obviously that last run would have just cast a shadow over it.
Yeah, it's not ideal. The 10 draw and the fact that Double Grand Slam seems to have a measure more times than not. I have to go with Double Grand Slam. However, I'm listening to the panel very closely, and this number 1, that draw is going to help her a lot. Filly with a big action, getting 6 kilos. It's the time of the year that these young horses actually step up, and we've seen it year in and year out. And while I'd have to be brave to say I think she's going to topple Double Grand Slam, I think it's going to be a real close finish at the line.
Yeah, I agree. I think and if Double Grand Slam fluffs her line even considerably, I think Reed Petite will be there to pick up the pieces. Do you agree with that, Anthony?
Yeah, I do agree. I really believe if there was only one horse that could really beat Double Grand Slam, would be Reed Petite. She's got a lot more improvement to make than Double Grand Slam. But also last run, she was really unlucky. The pace didn't suit her. He had to use her. She over-raced. She's got a lot in her favour.
Yeah, I love the fact
She
she's
has
going
fitness on
1800.
her side. Sorry, she has fitness on her
Yeah.
side. She's really fit. I mean, it's really going to count over the 1800.
Yeah, I'll certainly be including her in all bet types. Reed Petite number 1. Right on to race number 7, another Group 1 contest, and this probably one of the best sprint races in the country, and it always goes to a horse that goes on to score again in another province. So multiple winners come out of this race, and this is no exception as well. Sean Terry, well, he's sending out a runner here. He's got number 3, but before we go to him, let's take a look at how they've priced up, and once again, they'll show you that it's quite a tough betting race as well. Number 13, Buffalo Storm Cody. Joburg Radio. We'll get some comments from him, from Sean as well. He's your favourite at 2.3. Number 1, Tenango, the local sprint sensation here in the Western Cape. He's at 6.6. Asaya Fambili is Lucinda Woodruff's runner at 9.3 for the win. Number 2, I Am Giant, another one for the Hollywood Racing team at 13.5. 10, Constellations at 13.5. Number 12, Outlaw King at 13.5. And number 9, Direct Hit from the Eastern Cape at 15.3. And at 17 to 1 and better the rest. Anthony, I'm going to start with you, though, because you've got the 2 Hollywood Racing runners here. You've got I Am Giant, who's been running really well of late, and Asaya Fambili as well, who always puts up a best performance.
Yeah, let's start with I Am Giant. His last run was really good with 62 on his back. But my only concern is obviously dropping back in trip to the 5 furlong. It could be a little bit too sharp for him. He does take a little bit of time to unwind, and that's how he got beat last time. One more stride most probably would have got up. So my biggest concern is the 5 furlong could be a little bit too short for her. But saying that, I think there'll be a lot of speed in the race, which may be playing into his hands. Asaya Fambili, I think she's got a lot of class. In the manner that she won last time with 63.5. Obviously, it was against the girls. Now she takes on the boys, but she has taken on the boys. She's taken on Buffalo Storm Cody, who's the favourite, and got beat a length and a half. She was drawn 11 out of 14 at Greyville. So I say she's got a really, really big chance. I think if Buffalo Storm Cody fluffs a line, she'll be there at the end.
Yeah, it's a great race this as well, once again, Sean. So let's go to you, because you've got number 3, Lucky Lad, firstly, who's a Group 1 winner in his own right. How's he been doing?
Yeah, he's doing really well. Grant, obviously we'd come down here noticing that the Cape Town sprinters aren't, what they could be, but yet everybody else had the same idea. We've got a lot of visiting trainers, and it makes it a wide open contest. I'm very happy with Lucky Lad. I think he is slightly better over 6, but this is a nice testing 5 furlong, and hopefully there is space. But he's certainly thriving here. And it wouldn't be surprising to see him right there.
He's a decent price at 26 odd to 1, so worth going a nice little each way.
Definitely. I mean, the place bet has to be value, and I must mention I have obviously Quantum Theory in the race as well. His last race he travelled way too well, and he is, I think, a 5 furlong horse. I am expecting a marked improvement. Keegan DeMello came back. He said just ignore the run. He pulled the whole way, and he definitely wants the 5 furlong. So he's also done well here. I think he's got some sort of a place chance. It's a very open race.
Buffalo Storm Cody, is he worthy of being that priced?
Well, let's put it this way, that it looked like he was a 6 furlong horse, but when he came back to the 5 in his last start, he was very impressive. It's not easy to travel. 13 draw, you don't know how it's going to come up on the day, but his last one was full of merit.
It might be an unfair thing to say, but Paul Peters' raiding here in the Western Cape hasn't been successful. He's had very few winners.
The travelling is half the formula, unfortunately. It's a tough ask coming to Cape Town, and it's not a matter of just put them on the float and let's see how it goes. So once you work out your formula, you see that guys do have winners here. But it's a sprint. There's not much to do. It's not like there's so much can go wrong. If he travels well, I wouldn't look past it. I wouldn't ignore him at all. He's a worthy favourite.
All right, worthy favourite, but Sean does think he can give him a go, which is always exciting with Lucky Lad as well. Louis, you're riding Sir J now. He's not getting any younger, but he seldom runs a bad race, but this is probably a little bit on the sharp side for him these days.
It is on the sharp side, but I just can't believe the price. He ran second last time in this race behind Give Me a Prince. On the day he was so well. I went through the the 300, I thought, oh, I got this race sewn up. The next thing, I was getting beat by 4 lengths. Oh, jeez. No, he's a soldier. He always runs honest race. He always gives his best. I thought he'd run a much better race last time. Didn't get beat too far, but I thought he'd run at least 3-4 lengths off. I would have been much more happier with that. Tough race.
Is he well at home?
He's doing very well. He's a horse that you can never say he's not well. You know, you just find out at races if he's not well. But at home, he always gives his best. He always comes back, you know, gives you good work. So yeah, I think he'll run very well. We put chick pieces back on him just to sharpen him up because it is a bit of a short side. Yeah, it's really happy with him. I think he'll run a bold race.
Who's your idea of the winner?
Very, very open race. As Mr. Terry said, it's not easy traveling. You know, Buffalo Stomp Cody's done nothing wrong. As you know, he was quite impressive, very impressive in his last 5 furlong run. You know, he won with quite ease. Lucky lad always, he never runs a bad race. You know, he's a soldier. I Am Giant, good form. He's in good form, doing very well. Tenango is no slouch. I see a Pambili, the filly, also ultra honest filly. You know, if you're gonna like Miamu in a 1200, I think you gotta include this filly because I think Miamu is, if you have to put Miamu in this type of race, you'll be fancying her. So I think it's just a filly. Also, you gotta look at her. If I have to lean towards a horse, yeah, I'll go with Buffalo Stomp Cody if everything goes well for him. And Tenango, I Am Giant, I see a Pambili.
Yeah, I think Tenango is well worth including. I thought he just found Elusive Winter too fast on the day, getting 7.5 kilos that he had to carry and give Elusive Winter. And Elusive Winter is very, very quick indeed. I think Sean saw that as well because you had Lucky Lad in that race and that pace was on from the start.
Yes, no, he jumped and he went, but he did have that, obviously the claim as well. And you know, it was always going to be hard for the rest of the horses to hunt him down. But Tenango ran a very good prep, and also has a chance. Just distance, there's no real 5 furlong horses in the race besides the favourite.
Yeah, and maybe the PE horse
and
Direct Hit, he's also pretty much.
And Mark's horse, Constellation.
All right, so open race for our Group 1 sprint, but some value to be had with Asaya Pambili and also with Lucky Lad. Both our panellists think that they can get good runs out of those 2 runners. The big one's up next, race number 8. It is the King's Plate. It's weight for age Group 1 over 1,600 metres. One of the best mile races in the country, if not the best mile race in the country. And a great field this year. And it certainly has attracted every horse. If you were to say who's missing, from a South African perspective, there isn't a horse missing that you'd want to be in this race. And it just highlights how much people want to win this race as well. But let's take a look at how the betting is worked out at the current stage here. And it is number 2, Jan van Goyen, the 3-year-old that was successful in the Guineas. Mike de Kock trains. He's your favourite at 3.00 for the win. Number 7, 8 and 18. He's coming back from a lengthy layoff. And prep may not have been absolutely ideal. He's your second favourite at 6-1. And then number 6, the Real Prince, the July winner. He drops back to the 1,600 after not a bad run last time out. He looked like he may have just been in need of that run. He's at 6.6-1. And then the 10 horse, much better run last time out. He's changed stables. He's now in the care of Justin Snaith. And he's currently at 7.3-1. One Dave the King, winner of his last start in a very gutsy way. He is at 13.5. Number 5, Sail the Seas, 13.5. So too number 8, Garrick's cracking run last time out. Probably the best run of his career. And then number 9, Gladiatorian, possibly the horse with the quickest finish. He is next best in the market at 15.3. Cracking contest this, it really is. And Sean, you've got a run here. And you've really bumped one of the strongest King's Plate fields in a long time.
Yes, it really is a strong field. Having said that, in the Gold Challenge, he was only beaten 3/4 of a length by Dave the King. He wasn't quite fit enough to have his first run back this season, but we knew that if we wanted to get to this target, we needed to start him off. And, you know, he's made tremendous progress. He definitely needed his last start quite a bit still. Plus he carried a 2-kilo penalty for being a Group 1 winner. Wow. Obviously, we've got the mountain to climb from the draw, and it is a very strong field. However, this is a very good horse. He's not a 35-1 chance.
All right, so there's some value as well. And the nice part is he didn't get beaten far last time out behind a top field then as well with Dave the King. And as you say, he was in need of the run.
He needed the run. And in Joburg, when main defender was at his best, he ran him to a half a length. He won a Group 1 in Joburg. So he's a proper horse.
Who's your biggest danger? Who's the horse to beat?
I think Mark de Kock's coupling looks very, very, very tough with the draws, and you know, the young horse you have to respect because Murray's stuck with him. I think the two key protagonists, obviously healthy respect for Sail the Seas, who ran a very good race, also having his peak run now, the Real Prince, and Garrick. But I mean, I'm going to go right down the page because it's that tough.
Wow. 8 and 18, obviously coming off quite a lengthy layoff. It's hard to bring it back, Anthony, from that type of layoff straight into a race like this.
Yeah, he's going to find it very tough to come into a Group 1 races with the quality of horses that's in this race. Race fitness is a different fitness to work fitness, and these horses are pretty fit, like Dave the King, and Jan van Goyen is very fit horses. And yeah, I think this is a very, very competitive field, but I feel Dave the King could end up having an easier run than he had last time. He was really chased on the outside.
Gave him a lot to do, yeah.
Made him work really, really hard. And I really looked at this race, and there's not really much that will take him on up front. So he could have things his own way in front. But saying that Cullen had the choice of which ride to choose, and he went for Jan van Goyen. And obviously he's a very smart 3-year-old. He wasn't the ideal prep coming into his last run, and in the manner that he won was very impressive. So I think he's got to be the horse to beat.
The Snakes have done a lot of work with See It Again, who ran an absolute cracking. In fact, if he didn't blow the start, he probably wins that last start.
Actually, I forgot about See It Again. His last run was really exceptional. And if anyone had to come and blow them out, it would be him. And Andrew suits the way he likes to be ridden, and I think the horse and jockey suits each other.
Yeah, I think certainly See It Again is a big run in this race as well. Louis, you haven't got a ride, so you'll be having a good look at the race when it transpires. Who are you leaning towards at this point?
It's a very, very open race, very tough race, very strong race, as you guys mentioned. Very smart horses in this race. We can't leave anything out, you know.
You were in the Guineas when Jan van Goyen drifted and breezed past you to win it effortlessly. That must have been impressive for you guys to see.
No, it was there. You know, I actually hit the front. I thought I rode the right race. I hit the front at the right time. But it wasn't too long, and then it was just horses came past us, and then we were all just taking whatever that's left now, ready for a second. But it was very, very impressive. He is a good horse. He's proven it in and out. Is he strong enough? Is he tough enough to take on these good horses? Yeah, I mean, these horses, yeah, they've been tested all their in all their careers. I mean, you can't fault them. They're multiple Group 1 contenders, multiple Group 1 winners. If he is that good, then this race will prove that he's good. He's going to have that another race. If he gets beat, he's going to have no excuses. Dave the King, he's no slouch. He's going to have it easy, as Bonji said. Nothing's going to really chase him around. If I was riding him, I actually asked for the ride because I thought in this race with no snow pilot around, I can get away with it and win the race.
Yeah.
It's a very tough race. Cosmic Speed, as Mr. mentioned, he wasn't at his best last time, and he still didn't get beat far. Just got a mountain to climb. Fire Attack, ran in a fire furlong last time. You know, his last two starts were too short. Just having his peak run on King's Plate there on Saturday. A very good horse also, but got a mountain to climb. Jet Force, he had everything in his favour last time. Just got beat. Sail the Seas, I mean, all of them, they're all good. Questioning, last time he was just exposed. He's a horse that likes to be ridden
This
cold.
is taking you a long time to pick one horse to say who do you fancy for the race.
Oh, sorry. Dave the King.
Dave the King.
Yeah.
All right, so Dave the King from Louis. And I think, Sean, you were fairly bullish on him as well. Do you think he's better than the youngster? He's more approved and he's got more Group 1s behind him, that's for sure.
Yeah, listen, he's
Horse of the year?
been Horse of the Year. He's got the one draw. You know, it's his third run after a rest. It's hard to pick holes in his form, but the young horse is also having his third run. Michael made no secret that he wasn't right when he nearly won the Dingons. You know, the target was the Guineas, but that was his second run. There's no doubt that he's going to come on with that run under his belt. I think the coupling's hard to separate, and I don't really want to stick my neck out.
But you've given us yours as a nice place bet.
Yes, definitely.
All right. Great stuff. Let's move on to our next race. It will be race number 9, but certainly race number 8. An absolute cracker. Next up, race number 9, another group race, this time a Grade 3 contest over 2,500 metres. And we'll go straight into the betting for this contest. And here we see number 8 ahead of the Facts as your favourite. And this one at 3.5 to 1. 4 Holding Thumbs is at 5 to 1. 7 Master of Paris also at 5 to 1. 1 Dymo is at 7.3. Number 2 World of Alice, Sean Terry's runner, is at 7.3. And number 5 Triple Time, Weston Murphy, Justin Snaith at 8.1 and 13 to 1 and better the rest. So, Sean, we'll start with you. World of Alice gets an opportunity over 2,500 metres here with a nice contest here, and she certainly has not been running too far off them.
So she's an interesting filly, Grant, because she just gets too far out of her ground. And, you know, we always have a bit more confidence that she's going to be a bit handier the next time and the next time, but she just tends to give them too much start. She finishes her race or very well. The last time she went very close in the Oaks. I mean, the last time over a similar distance, she was running on strongly and just got beat by Fiery Pegasus, who's a very good Joburg filly. This is a tough task against the boys here. However, she's well drawn. Craig knows her really well, and she's one of the better weighted horses in the race. So on that, I definitely give her an each way chance.
All right, so she comes into the race with a bit of a shot. Is there anything that you find that could be the biggest one? You've got a horse like Holding Thumbs, Glenn Cotson's dangerous front runner as well. He likes to be fairly handy. He's a big striding individual. Is he the horse to beat?
He should be the horse to beat, but I've got a feeling this other horse of Justin Snaith's, Ahead of the Facts, you know, it looked like he ran a good race in the Vars, but then didn't line up for the Gold Cup. And maybe this extra time has just helped him. You know, second run over 2.5, he ran really, really well. And then something went wrong the last time. I'm not too sure. And he just got beat. So, you know, I make him with 52, a live wire.
Yeah, Holding is 1 kilo better off for that after that Ahead of the Facts, the way these conditions are set out. So, but he does seem to be the most improving stayer in the race.
He's definitely going to be more progressive than Glenn's horse. There's no doubt, as you say, whether he can do it at these weights when they don't favour him. But I've just got a feeling he's on the up.
All right, Louis, you've had a good look at the staying contest. You know most of the Cape Raiders. Who are you leaning towards?
Holding Thumbs was very impressive. Last time was 63.5 kilos to beat a horse that was carrying 50. But again, he's got a big mass again this time. Master of Paris 50, Ahead of Fact 52, Lavender Bay 50. I'm not leaning towards the lightweights in this type of race today. I'm going to go with Master of Paris.
Carrying 50, bottom weight.
Yeah.
And certainly seems to have turned the corner, that horse as well. So Louis with Master of Paris. Anthony?
Yeah, Holding Thumbs has got big weight, but he's a tough horse.
And he's a big horse as well.
He's a tough horse. He wants to win. You know, you get those kind of horses that really wants to win. Yes, he's got the big weights. It is going to be tough for him. Obviously, Ahead of the Facts is most probably, for me, the only other horse that can beat him.
Okay. All right, interesting race for this day's contest here. It looks like Holding Thumbs is possibly the right horse, but there are a couple of horses that could certainly give him a run. And Sean Terry thinks his runner is worthy of inclusion, and that's World of Alice. And obviously, Master of Paris, with just 50 kilograms, has to be a major runner, and so too Ahead of the Facts. Race number 10 is the B Stakes over 1,400 metres. So no longer group racing, but doesn't stop the competitiveness here, because this is also a cracking contest. Let's take a look at how they've priced up for the 10th and final event. And it is number 13, Touched by Angels, Gavin Larena, Peter Muscat at 4.6 to 1. Number 1, Beware, I think he looks to be some value at 5.6. So to the 16, Rodeo Drive at 5.6. Next up is number 2, Roland Garros, who's at 6 to 1. And number 6, Please Be True, Grant Van Niekerk and Justin Snaith at 13.5. Then goes to 17.7 and better for the rest of them. And there's some interesting runners here as well, because Louis got a 16 or 17 to 1 shot chance here, who ran a very disappointing run last time out. So I'm going to start with you, Louis. Chasing the Rainbow. Last time out, he just doesn't seem to want to settle.
Yeah, no, he's got this thing now, not wanting to settle, just over racing and then hanging out. We've changed a bit now. It seems to be working at home, but we can only see if it's really working on race day. But I'm happy with his work and everything. He is a horse with ability. He has proven that he's got that ability. He just was doing things wrong.
Trip-wise, is the 1400 on the sharp side, or is it okay?
I think it's perfect for him. There's pace in the race. He'll settle better. He's a horse I can turn it on, so I think it's perfect for him.
All right, so certainly some confidence from there. Is he worthy of putting in as a place bet?
I definitely think he's worth it.
Okay, so there's some value to be had as a place contest there. We'll go to Anthony now as well, because Hollywood Racing have got two runners here. They've got number 1 and 4. Let's start with Beware, who's got some really solid form.
Yeah, only thing, he got 12 points for running nowhere last time in the Cape Guineas, which really makes it really,
Burns, doesn't it?
Yeah. So that actually takes away half his chances, you know. He is a really smart horse, but he's got a lot to do with the weight, and for a 3-year-old, saying that, he's got a lot in his favour. He's got Richard on board, he's got draw 1, and we're expecting a big run, but is he good enough to win at that weight? It's going to be a bit tough. Saying that, for Puluki, I think he's a hard knocker, and his last win was really impressive, and I think he's got a chance.
Well, he's that yard, Eric Sanders' yard's in good form as well.
Yeah, he won a very good race last time. I think he's taken on the tough horses. Obviously, Beware maybe the classier horse of the two, but it's going to be tough for Beware, obviously, because of the weights.
The biggest danger then, do you...
I think the biggest danger must probably Touched by Angels, but the draw is going to be really difficult. And I think our two horses have got very good draws, and they're going to be in a very good position. So I almost feel like the two of them are... Justin Snake's horse, number 5, you can't leave that out. He's got really good form. So he's not out of it. So.
Yeah, 5's out. That's the scratching.
Is that a scratching?
Yeah.
So for me, if those are the scratchings, I think that our two horses could be the two fighting it out. And if Peter's horse, Touched by Angels, obviously gets over from the draw, he'll have a big chance.
Sure, no runners for you in this race, but competitive race to end proceedings.
It is a competitive race. I mean, I like the look of these two young horses. I hear about the weights, and I agree with Anthony's sentiments. It's really hard for these young horses to get penalised for running nowhere. Yeah, I like the Hollywood horse, the one horse. I think he's got lots in his favour, and it's a very open race. So, you know, there's not like there's one horse that's on the up that you have to beat. So he seems like a decent horse to get that close to Jan van Gooyen. We're saying Jan van Gooyen can get close to Dave the King. So on that, I will tip the one horse.
I think number 16, if you're looking at Touched by Angels, if you think that's got any sort of a chance, you certainly have to throw in number 16, Delta Pride as well, who is better off at the way. It's Keegan DeMello picks up that ride as well. So now's the fun part, to go to our panellists and get their best bet and best value bet on the card today. So Anthony, I'm going to start with you. Who's the best bet on the card for you?
Wow. I'll make my Moo. My Moo, is it?
Yeah,
Mia Moo in race 4. I think that's my
no
best
pressure,
bet.
Sean.
No pressure. I mean, at the end of the day, I thought it was between Mia Moo and Snade's horse in the 1800. But
Native Ruler.
Native Ruler,
Yeah.
but I'm going to have to go with my yard and say Mia Moo.
Mia Moo for Sean. So we've got 2 with Mia Moo as the best bet. Louis, best bet for you?
Mon Petit Chéri.
Mon Petit Chéri. Well, there we go. That's a bit of value thrown in. Best value in terms of Anthony?
I think Beware.
Beware, okay.
He's a smart horse. He was drawn really poor last time. He was out of the race. Yes, he got penalised, but I think he's a smart horse.
I'm going to preempt Sean. I'm going to say Cosmic Speed, your best value?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's decent value. That really is decent value. And Louis, your best value, chasing the rainbow for a place?
No, Cosmic Speed.
Cosmic Speed. I like it. All right, so Cosmic Speed for Louis as well. So that's a wrap from us here. We certainly hope you enjoyed it and you learnt a little bit from what either Louis is riding or what Sean's got in his string coming out on the day. And Anthony Delpesh has always got his inside from the Hollywood side and also from just studying all the form.